Welcome, Your Royal Highness. I'm Carol, and you're watching Walt Disney World Adults Only. I'm here vlogging with my friend Lee on our girls' trip. So far, we've checked into Animal Kingdom Lodge, we've been to Sanaa, and tonight we are taking you with us to Chefs de France for dinner. So please come with us and see what you think about escargot. As you know, I'm getting those.
And I am too.
You're another fan of escargot, right?
Yes.
So, my husband not so much, so I left him home just because he won't eat escargot. Just kidding. Girls trip. So we're here at Chefs de France. The menu looks great. A lot of appetizers, entree, dessert, some nice cocktails and house specialties. They do have a prix-fixed menu where you can get one appetizer, one entree, and one dessert for $63.95, which pretty much if you got the expensive things on the menu, you'd be getting your dessert or your glass of wine that comes with it for free. So appetizer, entree, dessert, and glass of wine for $63.95. Lee, what looks good to you?
Well, I've got to have the escargot and probably the salad de chaude. And if you were really into beef bourguignon, you would want to try that for sure. And then creme brulee for dessert.
Creme brulee.
Got to have creme brulee when you're in a French restaurant.
And I'm going to follow suit with the escargot. Be Our Guest no longer has escargot. Topolino's has escargot now, but I don't have a reservation there this trip. So it's definitely escargot at Chefs de France. We ate at Sanaa for lunch, so I'm still pretty full. So I'm just going to have a salad with that. And then I'm going to have a dessert because I deserve a dessert after this long day of travel. So we've been up since 3. We haven't really started fading yet, but we're going to soon.
Does it have
appetizers? Dessert. Here is the prefixed menu. There's the prefixed menu. I knew it was somewhere there. There it is. So they start with a warm baguette. You're encouraged to rip it apart with your hands to get that crunchy outside layer. And then the big pat of butter. And I don't know what it is about their butter, but their butter always tastes delicious.
So,
what do you think, Lee?
I'm ready.
Okay. Good?
Really good. Without the butter, it's good too. Now we're doing the butter.
Okay. This is good practice with the butter as well.
We have to let it melt a little into it.
And a crunchy, warm baguette, very French, very delicious. So we have the escargot. It has toast points on top, and then the escargot is underneath that. And escargot is snails, in case you don't know. And then there's a lot of garlic and butter. I wish you could smell this. If this is smell-o-vision, you know what I mean. What do you think? Does it smell good, Lee?
It smells like garlic. It's wonderful. Garlic and butter.
Garlic and butter. And generally it is a little hot when it first comes out, and I have burned my tongue in the past, so I give it a second to just inhale those fragrant garlic fumes and let it cool off just a little before you dive in. I'm trying the escargot. I don't want to talk while I was chewing, but it is delicious. It is not coarse, rubbery. It is, just has a nice texture to it. It's well done. Sometimes it can be overdone and very rubbery tasting. Same thing, similar to like a calamari that's overdone. This is very similar to a calamari, except the seasonings are butter and garlic and parsley. Now the best part, however, is actually not the escargot, but it's your baguette dipped into the juice. So this is the baked oat cheese you see here in the center. There's walnuts, there's grapes, there's tomatoes, there's endive presented in this lovely way, although for some reason it reminds me of the old TV show The Flying Nun. Of course, you all are probably too young to remember that. But it looks delicious. It's an appetizer salad. As I said, I'm full, so I'm just doing 2 appetizers, but this will definitely fill me up as well. Lee, what do you think? She's chewing. We'll look at this a little more while she finishes chewing. Okay? So, did I miss anything else in here? Oh, and mixed field greens.
Grapes and olives.
Grapes.
So tart, sweet, and I haven't tasted the goat cheese yet, though. So, gonna do that next.
Go ahead, taste the goat cheese.
Warm and moist, very good. Very nice.
Warm, moist, and very good. All right, I'm going to try mine. So the goat cheese is a mild goat cheese. Sometimes goat cheese can be overpowering, but Lou's right. It's warm, it's very, very soft, and you get a nice combination with the grape, which is sweet, with sort of the muskiness of the goat cheese, and then the walnuts, and then the greens as well. So now that the background noise has stopped momentarily, the salad was fresh, the ingredients were fresh. My only complaint would be the dressing. It seemed to be like an oil and vinegar, red wine and vinegar dressing, but it was heavy on the olive oil. So I don't know if it wasn't mixed enough or just the ratio was 5 times olive oil to 1 times vinegar. I don't know, but that's the way it tasted. But the ingredients were really good. I don't know if I would order this again. And most likely not, because I would go with the escargot and an entree. Last time I was here, I had the salmon, which was delicious. I just honestly didn't have room for it tonight. Otherwise, I would have done that instead of the salad. But I do have room for dessert. Lee has the creme brulee, and she's digging in there.
Oh, it cracked.
It cracked. Is that a good sign?
Yes.
Okay.
You want a good crack.
You want a good crack out of creme brulee.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So she's going to try that. I have the chocolate tart, and their presentation is always beautiful. What do you think, Lee?
Really creamy. Very creamy. Really light. And a great crunch. Great caramel taste on top.
So on a scale of 1 to 10 in your knowledge of creme brulees, where would this rank?
Well, that's tough. It's pretty high. It's pretty high. It's good.
She's not committing
To a number.
No, she's not committing. All right, so I am trying the chocolate tart here. It has a white chocolate mousse inside and a cocoa coulis insert, whatever that is. So I was actually giving this a second try when I was here in December. I had this and the tart was dry and overcooked, and I just couldn't imagine something that looked this good not done well. This is better. This I don't need a knife to cut my tart. I don't need a knife to cut my tart. It cuts with my spoon. Last time I actually had to use a knife to cut it. So I'm glad I gave it a second try because this is much better. So we made it back to our room after a lovely dinner at Chefs de France. We stayed to watch Harmonious. It seemed a very, very long walk around World Showcase to get back to the buses and back to Animal Kingdom Lodge. So again, we started out at 3 this morning. It's about 11 and we are just wiped. So as far as Chefs de France, the salad, I would not make a special trip to go to Chefs de France for the salad. It was good. The dressing was a little bit off, but the other ingredients were very fresh. The baked goat cheese was warm and that was really delicious. But I wouldn't travel there for the salad. The escargot, on the other hand, definitely. I've had the salmon. My husband's had the filet the last trip, and those were all highly recommended. The dessert was good. As I said, I didn't like it the first time. I gave it a second chance, which I think you should do at any restaurant. You know, the first chance, if you have a bad experience, give it one more, just because sometimes the kitchen's off, the servers are off, whatever. Anyways, it's been a long night and we're going to hit the hay. So if you enjoyed this vlog, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, please join us where we have adult-only discussions. That's Walt Disney World Adults Only. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel to watch our videos, we have a great team of presenters. I think you'll enjoy all of them. So please join us there and hit the notification bell so you know when new videos pop up. And last but not least, remember, never grow up. Good night.